It's the Retro Philosophy Show. Go on and tell everybody you know. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Lottie Dottie, and I'm in the building hanging out with Retro. Keep it locked, and don't you dare touch that dial.
Yo, what up? This is Marvin Gibson, aka Big Gip, and you are now tuned in to the Retro Philosophy Show.
Say, man, you know what it is, man. Special guest in the building. Much love and respect to my man Retro stopping through, y'all. Y'all know what to do.
Big Cell. You still keeping it 100.
What's up, everybody? This is your man Pablo Frescobar on the Retro Philosophy Podcast, talking about my newly published book, Courage Unveiled, Navigating the Battlefield Within.
Hey now, this is the Mileage Bully, the Moto Mob CEO, home of the Moto Mob where legends are made. You are now tuned in to the Retro Philosophy Show. Like, share, and subscribe. You know what to do. Press play.
Here I come with love and not hatred. Mercy shall follow I all the days of my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your man Kodak, the most hated, coming to you live from the Retro Philosophy Show, where I always listen to my man, 50 Grand, Pastor Retro. You know what it is.
Y'all make sure y'all check out the Retro Philosophy Show on YouTube with my man Retro. Like, subscribe, comment, share, copy the link, put it on Instagram in your bio, put it on your Facebook page. Send it to your mama, text it to somebody. But y'all make sure y'all follow this page, Retro Philosophy. Stop playing.
Yes, indeed, everybody, including Lottie Dottie. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. It's going down on May the 24th through the 26th at the Alignment Center. Yes, indeed, 442 Westmore Avenue in Mooresville, North Carolina. On May the 24th, we will be having our meet and greet at 6 p.m. Saturday. We will be doing our Unity Ride at 10 a.m. and Sunday morning worship explosion at 11 a.m. Put this on your calendar, ladies and gentlemen. Make it a date and don't be late. Yes, indeed. And you already know what it is, man. We can't forget the Four Corners movement that we got going on here, man. We want you to go ahead and put this on your calendar as well, man. I tell you, man, we had a phone call, a Zoom meeting today with a group coming out of Tennessee. Man, I tell you, bro, it's going to be on and popping. Wait till you meet these folks, man. I'm calling this group the Studs and Stilettos. The Studs and Stilettos. Yeah, there we go. Studs and Stilettos. And so you guys, look, I can't wait to introduce you to these people, man. So it's a good group of people. So we want you guys to make sure you stay tuned to that. Slim Wayne is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make some noise for Slim Wayne today. Yeah. He says, good evening, everybody. Amen. Good evening, everybody, including Lottie Dottie. We want to talk tonight just real quickly. Not too deep. It's Thursday. You know, Thursdays we talk all things motorcycle ministry. And the question is, does it really take all of that for motorcycle ministry? First and foremost, you will have different people that will have different perspectives and different beliefs, different outlooks on what motorcycle ministry is. But the beautiful thing is it can be all that and then some. There are some people that will say, oh, it don't take all of that. Listen here, man, how you know what it takes for somebody to do what they do? How do you know that? How do you know that? And so for some, motorcycle ministry is just restricted to the local church and your local area, and that's fine. Because one thing I found out is that God ordained that there be diversity in the church. Okay. And so what that means is we are supposed to be different, and there's nothing wrong with being different. Can I get some help up in the church on tonight? Shelton Crump is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. TBM in the building. What's going on, big brother? Hope all is well. Hope all is well. And so it's okay. Case in point, we got Shelton Crump on the live with us tonight, right? Now, the only difference between our first name is the T and his and the D in mine. Mine is Shell Dunn. His is Shell Ton. And as close as that might be, we're still uniquely different. Okay. And there are no... even twins, you can be identical twins, and to the eyes, you can't really tell the difference. But I promise you, there are some differences. I don't know if you've ever seen a parent of twins. Even though their twins are identical, they know them apart because there's something that distinguishes one from the other. Okay, and I want to say this to somebody tonight that needs to hear this. It's okay that you are different. You are doing yourself an injustice trying to be like them. Your power is in your uniqueness. What you have to do at this point is just embrace it. Now, as it relates to ministry, number one, does it really take all of that for motorcycle ministry? Depending on where you're from and depending on where you're called, will determine the answer. And so Paul, the apostle Paul said, those comparing themselves among themselves is not wise. Um, and so what we have to understand is if Kingdom Alignment Motorcycle Ministry, come on, somebody. I know we got some stuff going on, folks, and we're excited about what the Lord is doing. We want to invite you to come and worship with us, and be a part of the festivities on the weekend of May 24th through the 26th. But if we, Kingdom Alignment, tried to be anybody else, we would be out of order. And so we must embrace our uniqueness, our differences, because in that, many a times lies our power. Yeah. And so you've got to come to grips with who you are in God. And so another individual may not be able to do what you do and vice versa. But just because they can't do what you do doesn't mean they don't have a call on their life. So for me or you to tell anyone that it doesn't take all that is quite ridiculous. Yeah, it's quite ridiculous. So here's what I want to do. I want to challenge, I want to invite, I want to offer, I want to beseech of thee, I want to beg you, I want to employ you to just be a little bit more considerate in these days, weeks, months, and years to come. Be a little bit more considerate, knowing that the old saying, until you walk a mile in another man's shoes. Yeah. And you don't know what it takes. I'll be transparent for a moment. I remember there was a time, this has been many years ago, I saw a situation, and you got to be careful about what you think you know, because sometimes what you think you know, you really don't know. Yeah, I'll say it one more time for those in the back. Sometimes what you think you know, you really don't know. You really don't know. And so I saw a situation, and I just said, man, I can't believe it. Oh man, if I would, and I this, and and I never forget. I don't remember how long it was, but in time, somebody say in time, yeah, in time, I found myself literally in a very similar, if not identical situation. Man, you talk about a humbling thing, man. And so I learned real quickly, guys, to be very considerate and be very careful how you want to jump to, number one, conclusions, and number two, to judgment and judging somebody else. I remember there was a brother who had gotten saved. He came into the church. He got saved. And at the time I was still doing hair. I was barbering and doing hair. And I never forget, he was in my chair, and I noticed his mouth just kept moving, and I'm like, what is he doing? And finally, I don't know how it came about. I may have just asked him because, and the brother says to me that he has to constantly pray to keep the thoughts from coming to his mind. And I'm saying to myself, saying, that is ridiculous. But the reality is, to me, it might seem ridiculous, but to him, it's necessary. And you got to understand, when something is important to you, when you don't want to fail, when you don't want to falter along the way, when you don't want to mess up, you'll do what's necessary not to. Y'all ain't hear me on tonight. So does it really take all of that for motorcycle ministry? Let me say this. And Lord knows I welcome your comments, your input, your insight. And let me see here. Let's go ahead and put the telephone number up on the screen just in case we have someone who wants to call in and talk to us on tonight. I suspect that tonight will be a short show. We're going to talk about the four corners here in a little bit, and you guys are going to probably get tired of me talking about it, but we're going to keep on talking about it because it is what it is. Where was I at, guys? So anyway, we have to be very, very careful because when it comes to motorcycle ministry, right? Number one, I sincerely believe that ministry is wide open when as it relates to motorcycle ministry. I think that we should caution ourselves that we not come into motorcycle ministry with a church mentality. I do think that we have to be careful there. Note, I said not come into motorcycle ministry with a church mentality. I did not say, let me just say it this way. A church mentality and a kingdom mindset are not the same. They are far, they are far removed one from another. Okay? For the most part. Church mentality is all about dress code. It's all about rules. It's all about looks. It's all about who you know, where you're from, and this, that, and the other. But a kingdom mindset. We were looking at the book of, let me see if I can remember. Matter of fact, let me see here. Let me check my history real quick because I want to quote it. We were talking about it on last night. Bada boom, bada bang. Was it Luke or was it Acts? No, it was Matthew. Let me see here. No, that's not it. Yeah, it is. So we in the book of Matthew, right? Matthew chapter 22, as a matter of fact, we looked at this Wednesday night for Bible study. And so he says in verse number 10, Matthew 22 and verse number 10, so those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished with guests. And so there were some who were invited to a wedding and they did not show up. They would not come. And so the master tells his servants, look, just go and get anybody and just invite them. And that's what they did. But it really intrigued me because it says that they found both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. That's a kingdom mindset, because a kingdom mindset understands that whether good or bad, God can reach. You want to know the individuals that God don't want too much dealings with? You find it in the book of Revelations. I believe it's in the book of Revelations. I can't recall exactly what chapter and verse. But brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, saints and saints, in the book of Revelations, it tells us, he says, I wish that you were either cold or hot. But because you are lukewarm, I'm going to spew you out of my mouth. My gosh. And so hot and cold, whichever one you want to liken it to, good and bad. But the ones that are lukewarm, they know enough, but not enough. And it's just a dangerous situation. I was sharing this with someone very recently as it pertains to me. God has me at such a humble place right now. You could walk up to me and call me whatever you want to. You can say whatever you want to say. Where I am right now, bruh, sis, okay. If you like it, I love it. My eyes are on the prize. Yeah, my eyes are on the prize. And so we got to get out of a lukewarm state. And the church, brothers and sisters, is what has got us to a lukewarm state. Because if I cross all my T's and dot all my I's, then I'm good. Yeah. But the Bible says, leaving the principles of the doctrine, let us go on unto perfection. So don't become lukewarm like the rich young ruler. When Jesus asked him about, the about the law, he's, oh yeah, I've kept the law since my youth and this, that, and the other. He said, okay, go sell all your goods and then come and follow, take up your cross and come follow me. And the Bible says he went away sad. And so my point is, sometimes church will present a checklist. Okay, I went to church on Sunday. I was on time. I gave my tithes. I shouted and danced around the church. I said amen 30 times. I said to my neighbor such and such and such and such, and I cried at altar time. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Let me tell you this, folks. Again, we're talking motorcycle ministry. Does it really take all that for motorcycle ministry? And so the Bible says, to he that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. Yeah. So be careful that you do everything you're supposed to do, but that you not do what you could do. You see, you're not getting in trouble because you didn't do what you were supposed to do, but the fact that you could have, but you didn't. Am I making any sense? To he that knoweth it to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. Sometimes, brothers and sisters, God will call you a little bit higher. New Jersey biker. I hope that's New Jersey. I hope that's New Jersey. NJ biker. I'm going to go out on a limb and say New Jersey biker. He says, amen. That's real. What's going on, brother? Thank you for joining the Retro Philosophy Show on tonight. Motorcycle ministry. Does it take all of that? Motorcycle ministry is a beautiful thing, guys. I mean to tell you, it's a beautiful thing. And I count it a privilege. C1s is in the building. What's going on, brother? Let's make some noise for this fine gentleman here as well. Amen. Hey, I'll be on your way. I'll be up your way. Not this coming Friday, not tomorrow, but the following Friday. C1s, I'll be in your town, brother. So let's see if we can let's see if we can get together. I'll shoot you a call, if not tonight, tomorrow. And we can chop it up a little bit there. But ladies and gentlemen, saints and saints, everybody, including Lottie Dottie, what do we got going on here? I'm trying to. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. My bad. Okay. So where were we at, guys? So when it comes to motorcycle ministry, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing indeed, guys. And I count it a privilege. So one of the last things, and for some of you guys, you know this. This is redundant. It's elementary. It's um, but The last thing we want to do is bring the church to them. Yeah. You know, if they wanted church, they would went to any of the gazillion churches on every corner. You know, they'd have went there. For me, New Jersey biker, it's all about just being who I am, being true to who I am, and most importantly, walking in love. Too often we look at these big old leather wearing, loud motorcycle riding, uh, uh, jewelry wearing, tattooed wearing dudes and dudettes, and we think, "Ooh, they're just, like they're the worst, or like they're so, this, that, and no, those are people, just like you and I are. They're people, and they need love. And I have found out. Let me be transparent. We have been, I guess I can say, a part of the motorcycle community. Not very long. I'd say maybe what, past 6 years, give or take, somewhere around there. And we've been doing Kingdom Alignment for the last three. And when I first begin, venturing out into the motorcycle set or the motorcycle community, um, the instructions that I was given and what the advice that I was told was, we are guests in their house. And though that has some truth to it, it also has some inconsistency to it as well. hmm and the reason why I say that is because my experience with you biker people has been phenomenal. It has been stellar. It has been unfathomable. I mean, the love, the respect, the hospitality. Man, I'm telling you, man, it's just, you guys have made me feel like family. Real talk. And so as we do ministry, we have to understand that there is a group of people. What do we got going on here? My camera's just doing some crazy stuff, isn't it, y'all? Oh, sook it now. You gotta have a backup, guys. You gotta have a backup. And yeah, she's going in and out on me. But it's been phenomenal, man, and I'm so grateful and I'm so appreciative. But anyway, what I try to do, folks, is I just try to walk in love. Question was asked me today, and see, there's one of the brothers right there, Shelton Crump, TBM. Show me love like we kin, and I'm grateful for that, man. I'm grateful for that so much, man, so much. So I was asked a question today, and I want to pose that to you guys who are on here tonight, and if you're watching this by the replay, still answer this question in the comment section if you will. Why do you tune in to the Retro Philosophy Show? And that was a question that was asking me. Why do you think people watch your show? And as a matter of fact, he was specific. He asked me for two reasons why people watch the Retro Philosophy Show, and so I'm going to ask you guys, why do you guys tune in? We later began to talk about consistency of time, because as he went on to say, some people are expecting to see you at the time that you set, and when they don't see you, they feel some kind of way, and so I want to know, do you guys, do you just tune in just because it popped up on your feed? Are you looking forward to the Retro Philosophy Show going live, and what is it that you are expecting to get when you press play and join the broadcast? I think that's a relevant question, and I think questions are supposed to be asked. It's all about our presence wherever we go. We are to know, okay, we're to know our place. And I agree with you. I was talking to a gentleman, and we were talking about motorcycle ministry, and the thing that I have seen so often, and we kind of talked about this too, is you have a brother or brothers that have MM on their cut, but they try to move like an MC. Which one are you? Just like I said earlier, he said, I wish you were either cold or hot, but because you're lukewarm, I'm going to spew you out of my mouth. And so when you think about the whole terminology or philosophy to being lukewarm, you're trying to appease both hot and cold. You're trying to mix the two, and it never works out. You've got to be one or the other. Now, you will go to um, Starbucks and order two types of coffee, either iced coffee or hot coffee. But nobody goes and says, "Give me lukewarm coffee." I'm gonna wait just in case somebody in the back does that. Yeah, okay. So one or the other. And so, New Jersey Biker, again, thank you, brother, for tuning in, and thank you for your comment. Uh-oh, I'm freezing again. What is going on? Let me see here. Well, no, we don't want to do that, dude. Why are you doing that? Let's see here. Boom, and then boom. Hmm. All right. I know you guys can probably still hear me, but it looks like I'm running into some kind of difficulties here with my cameras. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go podcast on you real quick, and just picture this and pretend this is just a regular podcast, and just listen to me if you will, and we'll see if these cameras pop back in. Um, and so lukewarm, you got to be one or the other, okay? And so if you are if you say that you are motorcycle ministry, then be that, you know. Okay, let's see here. Bada boom, bada bang. Let me get this back up here. Uh, let's see. Okay, I tune in because we share a lot of the same views. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. We share the same. We share a lot of the same views, and I believe, New Jersey Biker, that first of all, I appreciate that, and I think that that is important because what happens so often is the enemy, the devil, not only does he walk around as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour, but he also tries to get us to believe that we're the only ones going through what we're going through, or we're the only ones feeling the way that we feel. Um, but when you find out that there's somebody else that's taking the same stance that I'm taking. There's somebody else that's, at the same place that I'm at. And if they're making it, I believe I can make it too. And I believe I'll run on and see what the end's gonna be. What comes to mind is this. Was it Elijah or Elisha? Let me think here. I think it was Elisha. And but nevertheless, Elijah, excuse me, but nevertheless, Elijah or Elisha, went up against the prophets of Baal. Y'all remember that story? And he defeated, I want to say it was like 700 of Baal's prophets on Mount Carmel, I believe it was. And so when Jezebel got word of that, she sent message that she was going to kill him, you know. And you know what he did? He went running for his life, you know. And he has a conversation with God, and he's kind of like down in the dumps having a pity party almost, and he says, I'm the only one left standing. God says, no, 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 I got plenty more that have never bowed their knees to Baal. And so what I'm saying, Presley, man, how you look so different in your thing there, bro? Okay, okay, okay. I see you, big dog. I see you incognito on me tonight. Okay, all right. Normally you're on from Facebook. So Presley is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. My brother from another mother, Mr. Presley in the building. Yes, sir. Okay, it's all making sense now. No wonder we share the same views. You just about 6 feet taller than me, but other than that, and again, shout out to Cross Soldiers Motorcycle Ministry in the building out of New Jersey. And I'm losing my feed, y'all. It's okay though. It's okay. We know why. We know what's going on. Um, but so yeah. So he says that I got plenty others that have not bowed their knees to Jezebel or her, for us to blow the trumpet and sound the alarm. That's why the Bible tells us they were overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of their testimony. And so it takes all of that and then some. We are to sing the praises of our God. Now, as it relates to motorcycle ministry, you got a lot of people, in my opinion and my experience, that have had a bad experience with church, quote unquote. Okay. Not so much God, but church. Now, the problem is a lot of people that make up the church don't want to let go of their mindset. So they try to do the will of God without the mind of God. And therefore, you end up with people who are mishandled, misused, mistreated, and the list goes on and on and on. And as a result, you have people who just choose not to have anything to do with church. Bada boom, bada bang. And so when it comes to motorcycle ministry, we have an opportunity to reach people in a way that the church can't. Now, in the book of Acts, Paul the apostle, he came across another brother. I can't remember his name. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Um, let's see. Nope, that's not it there. Ba 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 ba. Let me see. Let's see if your boy Retro can find it really quick here on the fly. I do believe it is. Could have swore it was there, but maybe not. Uh, oh well. Take my word for it. Somebody, let me try it this way real quick. How y'all doing tonight? Let's see here. Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom, 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 boom. Acts 18. Let's see if that's it. Acts chapter number 18. Meanwhile, my camera's going in and out on me. It's just crazy. Yeah, so it is. It's in the book of Acts, chapter number 18. The Bible says, after these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born of lately come from Italy, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome, and came unto them. Excuse me, and came unto them. Now look at verse number 3. In verse number 3, Acts 18, verse number 3, it says, and because he was of the same craft, he abode with them and wrought, for by their occupation they were tent makers. And so, what are you saying, Retro? What I'm saying is, I wish my camera would come back on. That's what I'm saying. And it's really disturbing and distracting. However, if you guys can still hear me, we'll just keep it moving. So they were both tent makers, so they had something in common, and because they had something in common, they were able to work alongside each other. And you say, well, how does that relate to motorcycle ministry, Retro? Well, okay, you ride a motorcycle and they ride a motorcycle, so already you have something in common. I can't tell you the amount of times I pulled into different places, and you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna do this. I pulled into places, and the motorcycle, even today, right? I had an assignment I had to go do today, and appreciate you, Presley. And so what did I do? After I finished my assignment, there's a diner that's right there by my where my assignment is, right? And so I pull into the diner, get me something to eat, and this older gentleman was, in the back. Well, he wasn't in the back, but he was a few tables over from me, right? And so I see him get up. Now I'm on the phone taking care of some other business, trying to multitask, and he comes over and he whispers to me, "Can I go look at your motorcycle?" I said, "Yeah, sure, absolutely." And so he goes outside and he looks at my motorcycle and everything. And then of course, before he left, we had a really nice conversation, me, he, and his wife. And so what I'm saying is you are underestimating it. If you are in motorcycle ministry and you're not riding your scoot, You are literally underestimating the opportunity to reach people. Get on your motorcycle and ride that thing. Ride it, man. I'm telling you, ride it, man. You would be surprised the ministry opportunities that will open up. People will begin asking you for prayer. People will begin. We were riding somewhere. As a matter of fact, we were coming through Pennsylvania one year, and it was early morning. We stopped for breakfast, and a lady comes back in the restaurant. She saw the back of our cut. She comes back in there, and she was able to draw one and put one and two together and realize that we were a Christian group. And so she comes in there, man, and she's just beginning to tell us about how thankful she is for what we do. And she begins to tell us about her brother down in Florida. He needs prayer because he's going through this and he's doing that and blah blah blah. And so it's just amazing how the doors were open. And this, brothers and sisters, is why if you're gonna be motorcycle ministry, be motorcycle ministry. Don't straddle the fence. That's the equivalent of being lukewarm. You know, I'm not saying that, being in motorcycle ministry makes you better than anybody. As they would say, we're all sinners saved by grace. And so it's not that we're better than anybody. Upgrades here and want to make some more upgrades. And I have no explanation as to why things are going haywire tonight. But it is what it is, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. With that said and done, brothers and sisters, even in motorcycle ministries, things happen that are out of your control, and you just have to understand that it is what it is. Uh, but the thing I found out is, regardless of what, God is faithful. He is faithful indeed. So, again, we want to thank you for joining us on tonight, being a part of the Retro Philosophy Show. Listen to me. Let me tell you this. Because again, Thursdays, if you don't know, I'll just reiterate it. This is our night. For those of us who are in motorcycle ministries, excuse me, Christian MCs, and so that we can just, come together, reason together, encourage each other, share information with each other. The telephone is supposed to be scrolling, but it's kind of stuck in the right corner of the screen. Hmm. Well, well, well. This is really weird. I guess we're still broadcasting. And let me see if I can do this here. Bada boom, bada bang. I know this part happened once before. Okay, I don't know why that's doing like that. What's up, everybody? Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Are you still there? I'm pretty sure I lost everybody. We not better than anybody else. We sure not. Okay. All right, so tonight we were talking about motorcycle ministry. Does it take all of that? But there's another aspect that we wanted to talk about, and that was the simple fact that, is there a higher calling? Okay, is there a higher calling? And I want to tell you, yes. The answer is emphatically yes. There is a higher calling on your life. Okay, and we have to understand that God is calling us a little bit higher. Yep, yep, yep. And so that's why he so often requires so much from us. Let me see something here. I'm seeing a warning sign here. And that's why he's requiring so much from us. We talked a little bit this morning about passing the test and everything. And we are tested and we are tried. But here's the deal about tests. There's no test. Let me say it this way. The teacher will not give you a test on material that you haven't first viewed. In other words, everything that's on that test, she went over at some point during the class. Yeah. The question was, were you taking notes? Were you paying attention? Sometimes we say, "Oh, this is not important. I won't jot that down," only to find out that, dag nabbit, I should have wrote that down. And so it is in this thing called life. We've got to pay attention. We've got to take note. Yeah, yeah. And we've got to realize that we're going through this to get there. We're going through this to get there. And he is calling us to a higher calling. And I'm afraid that there are many people out here who know that there's more to this, but they lack the examples necessary to get them there. Look at here now. Whatever it is that you do, somebody at some point was an example to you or for you. They embodied what it is you wanted to do, where you wanted to go, and they may not have done it as good as you're doing it, but somebody was an example at some point for you, because we've got to see it. You say, "Well, I didn't see it. I've just believed God." Well, somebody taught you how to walk by faith. Somebody taught you how to have that kind of faith to believe even though you didn't see. So therefore they were an example to you, okay? And so we, brothers and sisters, have got to be that example to others that are out here in this what I call dying world. It's your boy Retro, man. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I see a few of you guys hopping back on, and thank you for that. But we're gonna get ready to bring this thing to a close. I do want to encourage you guys to consider the Four Corners. Currently, we've got a group coming from Tennessee to do the North Carolina Four Corners, and we spoke this evening via Zoom. Let's see, it was about four of them, and I think there's about 5 or 6 of them that are going to be actually doing the ride. But Tennessee is next on bat. Okay, so Tennessee is up next. Somebody said, "Who got next?" Yeah, Tennessee got next. Yep. So the next state to go live is going to be Tennessee. So we're going to map out the four corners of Tennessee. So we've got North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Virginia, Ohio, Nevada, and Arizona, and soon to be Tennessee. Okay. So if you are in any of those states that I just mentioned, I want to encourage you to consider doing the four corners of that state. All right. It's a very beautiful ride. Because what happens is you end up going to and through little towns that you normally would have never ventured out to visit or go through in order to get to one corner to the other corner. And for me, it's just a really great experience. And so this is something that you can do by yourself, you can do with a group, and you can do it on your own time. It's you don't have to do it when we do it, nor do you have to do it the way we do it. Case in point, suppose you want to avoid all highways, then you can do that. Like Florida, for instance, you got 95 from Jacksonville all the way down to Miami. And then from Miami over to Naples, yeah, from Miami to Naples, you got 75. And then from Naples on up to Pensacola, you're going to ride 75 to the 10 and then run on over to Naples. But if you wanted to do it your own way and not even take the interstate, then you can take, say, Route 1 from Jacksonville all the way down to Miami. And then, pick up some of the other little small routes to get on over. I forget what those other routes are, but you can, so you don't have to do it the same way that everybody else does it. But you do have to touch those four cities slash towns that's designated on the ride. Let's see here. What else you have to do? You have to share your GPS tracker with me. That way we can trace the ride, track you on the ride. And then you have to post pictures as you get to your different destinations, and with the hashtag. If you're doing North Carolina, hashtag NC Four Corners. If you're doing Alabama, hashtag Alabama Four Corners. And we do have a group getting ready to do the Alabama Four Corners a little bit later on this month. The Tennessee group, I call them the Studs and Stilettos. They're heading out on Tuesday coming, and they're coming down from Tennessee to do the NC Four Corners. And as I told them, man, you are going to love it. Yeah, they're going to enjoy it. And again, if you want to sign up, we have a Facebook group, and it's entitled Mission 448, as you see it on the screen, Mission 4, and then the word 40, and then the number 8. Okay, so Mission 448. Go ahead and type it in your little search bar there on Facebook, and hit the little join button, and it asks you just 2 questions, not a whole lot, just 2 questions, and you can join. Now, this is for those who have either already rode one of the four corners or intend to or would like to. Suppose you just want to get a little bit more information about it, then by all means, you can go ahead and join the group and get all the information, because as different ones do it, they'll be sharing information about the rides that they did, different pictures. Case in point, the group that I was speaking with today was asking, were there any places that I recommend that they stop, And so for the North Carolina Four Corners, um, we stopped downtown Wilmington, and it baffled me because for the first time in my life and the first time since, I saw, I went in and I ate at a bougie Waffle House. Waffle houses are usually standalone establishments, but this one was in like a building, and it was like extremely neat and clean, and there was no grease on the floors, and it was we can or we can't. Someone just texted me, we can hear you. I don't know if that was supposed to say we can or we can't. I don't know what's going on with this stream tonight, guys. I'm really just, uh, I don't know. I'll try to figure it out, and we'll just kind of go from there. But so anyway, back to the four corners in the group Mission 448. If you happen to find somewhere while you were riding the four corners of your state, you can share it there. Hey, I stopped by, Alice's Pale House or whatever. I don't know, and great food or great atmosphere, and so we'll just be sharing different tidbits in the group, man, and also offering advice or whatever. And let's see here. Okay, we can. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Can you see me as well? Can you see me as well? Amen. So again, four corners now. Georgia, beautiful, beautiful. Georgia was almost like literally no interstate. It was all back roads from the way that we came. We came in from North Carolina, and hit Clayton first, and then from Clayton we went on over to what was it? Clayton to Lookout Mountain. Was it Lookout Mountain after Clayton? Yeah, Clayton, and then we went over to Lookout Mountain, and that was beautiful, man. We timed that just right, by the grace of God. We timed that just right. We got into Clayton early in the morning. It was cold that day too. It was in December. Let's see, December. Uh, it was mid-December. It was mid-December, probably around the 12th or something like that. I believe it may have been, or 14th or something. But nevertheless, it was definitely cold that morning. And as we're coming out of Clayton, almost to Lookout Mountain, man, there was just we're coming down the mountain and around the little mountain and the stream and everything, and then it opened up to the lake, and I just had to pull over, man. I had to pull over. So we pulled over. I should have threw the drone in the air is what I should have did. But we pulled over, man, and just took it in for a little bit, man, and that's the thing about getting out riding, rides off the beaten path, man. It's just, to me, it's breathtaking. And so that's what we did, man. And then we left Clayton and we went on down to Lookout Mountain, and that was nice as well. They have a place there called Rock City. So if you're gonna do the Georgia Four Corners, that's what I would suggest that you check out. I forget how much it was to go in there. It might have been like $30 a person or something like that, $25, somewhere around there. And at first I wasn't really, so keen on paying that, but once I paid it and went in, we didn't stay too long, but it was worth it though. They got this lookout. First of all, there's a waterfall right there, and you can see, they say, 7 states. I forget which seven it were: Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina. Um, uh, uh, I forget which, all the ones that they said, but I believe it was 7 states you were supposed to see on a clear day from that lookout point right there. And it was beautiful. They had this long bridge, and I had video of it. When I was walking across the bridge. And man, when I tell you it was, whew, man, goodness gracious, it was bananas. It really was, man. And but we did it, and it was great. Yeah, here it goes right here. Take a look at this, guys. Let me take a look at this. All right, guys, I decided to do this stupid bridge. This was on the Georgia Four Corners.
And,
This is Lookout Mountain right
I
there.
ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah. This is scary. Oh my goodness, this joint is moving. I don't know how long it's been up here. I don't know if that lady whose pictures in the elevators have been out here to inspect this thing or not. I don't even think she's been on any of the elevators that her picture is in, but hopefully somebody's been out here to inspect this bridge. That's all I'm saying, you know. Whew.
Now it's bad enough I'm on this bridge,
I'm waiting for everybody to get off the bridge.
but then you
so
have
I can
some
go
rude
by, 'cause
people.
Once I start. Say it again. No, can't we go exit once we go across that way?
Because I wasn't trying to
Okay,
go across
yeah,
that
let's
thing
do that.
twice.
I ain't doing it twice.
No, sir. That was a one and done. Now watch some people back there. Watch them start jumping on the
Oh
bridge.
my goodness, guys. Oh my god.
Watch 'em.
Yo.
See that?
Oh
see
my
that? See that person back
Yo.
there jumping on the bridge? And I'm sitting there on that bridge like, what in the world is going on?
All
And
right,
now I know they was back
all
there
right.
jumping on the bridge.
Okay, all right. Oh, I am not. Oh my goodness. Whoo. Yo.
When I tell you, bruh,
come on, guys.
sis, yo, that face you see right there, I'm putting the best out
You
right
guys
there.
are braver than I am. I'm having a moment here.
I won't start jumping then.
Please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't. Oh, I'm really having a moment here. Okay. Almost through. Okay. All right. Did I look like a punk? A little bit, maybe. Okay, I did it. All right, okay.
It was bananas, man. But if you're gonna do the Georgia Four Corners, you know, plan it where you have some time to stop there at Lookout Mountain. Well, actually, that was Rock City. And I think we probably ended up spending about maybe an hour or so there, and then we got back on the road and was able to get down the road before it got too dark. And we ended up bedding down. Now we were on our way to Donaldsonville, I think is where we were on our way to. Yeah, and and so it started to get late, you know, and there was a little threat of rain, so we got a few little like mist and stuff like that, not a whole lot, but we decided to bed down. We still had time in terms of, you know, we weren't really fatigued and tired. But because of where we were, there was a Walmart, there were several restaurants. So it was a bustling little town, you know. And so I said, you know what? I made a call to bed down there versus ride a little longer and get to a place where there was nothing, no accommodations, because trust me, we've been there. We've been there. And so we bedded down and got up in the morning and went on into Donaldsville, and which was a really peculiar little town. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Donaldsville, Georgia. But there we stopped at a diner called Three Square, I believe it was Three Square. Yeah, and that was interesting. Was very, very interesting. And then we went on to Kingsland, man, and after that, we made our way home. Was making our way home from Kingsland, Georgia, and got to Orangeburg, South Carolina. Where are we in? Yeah, Orangeburg, South Carolina. Yep, Orangeburg, South Carolina, and caught a flat on an almost brand new tire. I was fit to be tired, man. You know, and we had just got on Interstate 26, and tire blew out. So those are things that you can control, and you know when it happens, you just gotta, you know, do the best you can. And we were able to get it over to the side of the road, and so that was that, guys. So long story short, check out the Four Corners, and if your state is not on this list, holla at your boy, and we'll get it on the list. Okay. If you want to get your state on the list, I think the patches are pretty cool. As a matter of fact, I've got to go and deliver some next week. Next week, Friday, I'll be up in Rocky Mount delivering these to the one and only. Where's the other one that he's getting? Highway Dre. He's one of the street soldiers out of Rocky Mount, and so he's done North Carolina. He's already got the North Carolina patch. He's already got the North Carolina patch, and he did both South Carolina and Georgia back to back. Yeah, so after he hit Kingsland, he rolled right over into after he hit what was his fourth corner for South Carolina? I'm trying to remember the order that he went. Um but anyway, after he hit his last corner in South Carolina, he then went on over into Georgia and knocked Georgia out. I said, "Man, you're a beast, bro. You're a beast, man." And then he went on later on that month and did the Florida Four Corners. So, real talk currently, shout out to Highway Dre, by the way. He holds the most certificates for the state Four Corners as it relates to Kingdom Alignment Motorcycle Ministry. Because again, 448, what I'm after is the four corners of each of the 48 states. I don't know if anybody else has already done that, but that's what we are after. So if you know someone who has already done the four corners of the 48 states, holla at your boy. Let me know. I'd love to chop it up with them and just talk to them about their accomplishment. But until then, me and Highway Dre, we going for it. Right now, he's ahead of me. He's got more than I do, but it's all good. This all came about just to simply inspire my group, my team, Kingdom Alignment Motorcycle Ministry, and to put together something that we can enjoy together and feel a level of accomplishment and it was great. We had a great time. We left here, as I said, mid late October, and had great weather. They were calling for rain, but we missed it. And anyway, after doing that or while doing that, man, God just really not just inspired me, but motivated me. And he just spoke so much to us while we were on that trip. And so by the time I got done with the NC Four Corners, God was like, "Don't stop, bro. Keep going, keep going." So that's when I came up with Mission 448. I turned 48 on December 13th. So the mission 448, four corners 48, it's a whole lot of little things, anyway. Just yeah. Hit the registration, okay? Join the group on Facebook. I'm gonna get out of your way, but join the group on Facebook. It's Mission 448. All the registrations are there. And if your state is not there, send me an inbox and we'll go ahead and get your state added, okay? There is a registration fee. All that information is on the group, so you can get all that stuff. And if there's something there that you want to know and you don't see it there, you can reach out to me. My number is listed on the registration page. And so you can reach out and give your boy a call and we'll sit down and we will chop it up. Let me say this, mileage may vary on the registration. It has an estimated amount of miles that it takes to do the four corners of that state, depending on what map app you use, and which route you choose, then the mileage is going to be slightly different or slightly off. But this is not a ride that is tracked by the amount of miles that you do. So whether it's 1,000 or 1,200, the most important part is that you touch each of the four states. Excuse me, each of the four corners of the state. And secondly, maybe I should have made that one, but nevertheless, to make sure you're safe and that you enjoy the ride. Yeah, that's what it's all about. This is just to inspire you, but you have to be motivated from within. Okay. And just get out there and ride your school. And again, riding season is upon us. So y'all get out there, ride safe, enjoy, and just, as we would say, let it do what it do. It's your boy Retro, man. God bless you. Heaven smile on you. We'll see you next time. Thank you for pressing play.